Okay, what we're looking at here is a 1979 Palitoy Talking R2-D2 from the Star Wars franchise. Again, this item was again produced in the United States as a 12-inch version, I believe, that used the same moulds. However, rather than being a talkie, I think the American version contained plans for the Death Star. This version is very similar to other Palitoy toys in that it's got a button at the front that you press to make it speak. This one has no battery in it, and from what I understand it doesn't speak. You'll also see that it's missing a leg there, hence the reason it's propped up on this rather unstable get up there. So the figure, I'll just do a turn around of it. It should really come with two legs. Obviously this one doesn't. So there it is from the side, there it is from the back. It's got a nice chromed, it's got a nice chrome dome, and it's got a lug there where the leg will hook onto. So if you look at it from this angle, I can gently remove that leg just like that. So that's clearly why these have got lost over the years, and I think if you want to clip it on there, that's possible. So the head kind of rotates, but for ease of this video I shall just put him down like that. So there we go. This example is fairly dirty. You can see there's a significant amount of dirt around here, and the plastic is fairly significantly yellowed. Yeah, so there we go. This toy again has a battery hatch or battery compartment to the rear that you lift that up, and there's your battery housing. And again, I don't know whether you can see in there, but we've got battery terminals here and here. There's obviously a record in it that spins, and that's the axle of the turntable, and there we've got a motor housing. I've never taken one of these bits before, so I can't really fathom at the minute how to get that voice box out. The simplest option, I suppose, would be to remove all these screws and pray that the thing comes apart. It looks very similar to what's in a Dalek. I suspect it will be. So yeah, I'm going to take these screws out and see if I can't get into the bleeder. Okay, I've got this to bits. To do this, you take out a screw from here, a screw from here, and a screw from here. Here are the 3 screws down here. 2 are original and one's a replacement that's obviously been lost, which was put in there, which has been a nightmare to get out. I had worried that this was glued shut, but it's not being glued at all. So we can take that back off, and then we can lift out the voice box, and you'll see we've got the presser mechanism in the front that's on a rocker switch that'll clearly depress this. Does this head come off? That head comes out like so, and he obviously has the ability to twist around like that. I like the chrome on this head. There's probably a bit of cleaning that needs to be done with that, but it's in fairly good condition. We've got the record box here. It's not functioning, and as I said before, we were missing a leg. I'm not sure of the solution to that. I think I will mould and cast this. It's quite yellowed, this toy. I will probably treat it with some hydrogen peroxide solution to lighten it up and make it look a little bit more white. So that's where we are currently. Apologies, all that action was taking place in the middle of the camera. So there we go. Now I'm going to put a battery in that voice box. I've never heard R2 speak before, so this should be quite interesting. Okay, I've just put a battery in here. and nothing. Okay, what I'm going to do first of all is pop some electrical contact cleaner spray in here and maybe in the side bit of this motor, and see if we can't get it working without me having to resort to popping the wretched thing open. I'm sure if you've watched this channel before, you're probably fed up of seeing these Palitoy voice box videos, so let's try and avoid it. I have done a previous video where I used WD-40 oil or lubricant to make this work. However, I've subsequently moved on to this fast acting, fast drying contact cleaner that works just as well, if not better. So I'm going to put a jet in there, maybe some in here as well. There's some vents into that motor, so there we go. I'll just give that a wipe from there. Okay, the unfortunate thing is that this unit's seized, so I'm going to have to take it to pieces. Again, to do this, I'll take that battery out. There's two screws, one in there and one in there. I'm just going to unscrew them. One, two. These look like original screws, so it doesn't look like it's been tampered with too much. Sometimes you get these and someone's tried to effect a repair on them. Then we gently manipulate that and pop the top off. So again, we look in the top, we've got our diaphragm in there. It's a little bit grubby and dirty, but it's present and in good condition. We've got our stylus and needle that's pretty dirty. In fact, it's very dirty. The spring's intact, which is good news. Here we've got the record player and the power belt, or the drive belt. As you'll see, that end's kinked. That's really quite dirty. It's got quite a dark, greasy, oily film on it. And then inside here we have this tiny little spring, which we'll just put to one side. So in essence, that's the thing. I've put contact cleaner in there. That doesn't feel too bad. Let me pop this battery back in like so. Put the contacts together. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as that contact cleaner has the opportunity to get to work, it appears miraculously to have sorted that out. So just to give it a good, oh, bit of plastic's just dropped out there. I'm not sure what that's off. Let's just give this another squirt. Hopefully that's gone in. And again, I'll pop some into these grooves here. So again, half the battle won with that. What is that piece of plastic off? Probably off the side housings of one of them. Anyway, okay, so if you want to put one of these back together, you get the record. Pop the spring on the record, like so. Drop that into that housing there. So then that will spring up just like that. Then we put the drive belt in, which is just like that, just so. Again, nicely sprung. This record is dirty, so I'll need to clean it at some point. So pop your stylus in and you put your pin in that hole just there, like so. And you've got a good contact. Again, the tricky bit is getting this lid put on with diaphragm So line it up so there's a little tab at that end that goes into this little hole here. Position that around the lip of that spring, pop it in, and Bob's your uncle. Now when we put this in, I don't think it ever said I am R2-D2, but a bit of artistic license there. Well, isn't that just the most disappointing? Well, it works, the sound's there, so I'm pleased with that. I could have come up with some more. Oh. So that's that working. I'm just going to shut this video down and give this record a little clean. There might be another phrase on here, so that might be getting blocked by dirt. So let me have a clean of the record and then I'll put it back on. Okay, I've just done a job of cleaning all that black greasy stuff off that record. So now I shall put this thing back together. So you've got the spring in there, that goes through like that. I'm just going to pop this battery out because it makes doing this a pain in the backside. So take that out, okay? So you've got a spring in there that sits on. You've got your drive belt that goes around there like so. You've got your dirty again with all that grease on there. Look at all that stylus that I've just cleaned. So let me just re-secure. I'm making this look incredibly complicated or incredibly difficult when it's one of the most straightforward things to do in the world. Pop that in like so. Get your tab on the top lined up. Drop him in like so. Put your battery in. So that sounds a lot more crisp since we've popped that cleaning solution on and clean that. Now I'm just going to close this housing with some screws like so. They're falling out of focus. Maybe. In she goes. Back together. That is how easy that is. So really simple fix, really straightforward to do. That's that done. Okay, there's still quite a bit of work that needs to be done on this R2-D2. I need to de-yellow this, de-yellow this back item, give this header clean, and replicate somehow this leg, which is too much to do on one video. So I'm going to call this a day for now for this one. But keep watching. I'll post it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Perfectly happy. Thank you.